That's how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's good, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's good, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl, TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in this daggone break room, y'all. Oh boy. All right, y'all see the title and y'all see the thumbnail. Okay, this is very much unfamiliar territory for the break room. But if you guys have never heard of CJ So Cool, honey, I don't know what rock you've been up under. CJ So Cool is a man who has a channel on YouTube with almost 10 million subscribers. He's been on here for years, probably over 10 years. He's been on here for a long time. And obviously the T pages cover very unfamiliar. The T pages cover a lot of the drama that CJ So Cool, gets himself into. And I never got into this guy because his content was geared, in my opinion, more towards kids. He was once dating a girl named Royalty, which is his baby mama. He has a set of twins with her. And if you guys have been keeping up with the T pages that cover CJ So Cool, y'all know him and Royalty for the last couple of years, honey. It's been going down over there between them. Now they've inserted other people, Bandman Kevo, CJ on 32s, and all these hosts, a cast of characters. But the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about is apparently CJ So Cool has went broke. Now, I do remember back around the pandemic, it was some conversations going on about CJ So Cool and his channel, okay, his YouTube channel, that he had sold some of the royalties of his channel and basically got like an advancement on his channel. Now, I guess apparently it was a couple $1,000,000 or something to that forth. Well, now CJ is somewhat getting ready to get rid of, not necessarily get rid of his main channel, which is CJ So Cool, but he's not going to be posting on it as frequently as he has been throughout the years. He's created another channel. So he's created another channel where I guess so he can kind of get of this agreement or arrangement he has with whomever bought these royalties from him and gave him an advancement. It definitely shows mismanagement of money, okay? Because CJ, like I said, almost 10 million subscribers. He's definitely made a lot of money throughout the years. And when Royalty and him broke up, and she basically took her kids, because when he met Royalty, I believe Royalty had, was it 3 kids she had? Pretty Dope said pre-COVID YouTube and post-COVID YouTube has the big channels that was doing well before are not doing so well. That is true, Pretty Dope. Rhythm and change, the AdSense, how you get paid on YouTube is changed. And you know what's so funny to me, listening to CJ, and we're going to listen to his video here in a few moments. The fact that CJ never monetized his following was very, like, that was strange to me, because we got women on this YouTube that has 10,000 subscribers or less, and they're monetizing their following or followers by trying to teach them how to do YouTube. I mean, we know Peach McIntyre, who definitely has a bigger platform. She has over 500,000, and she has made a lot of money teaching classes on trying to teach people how to do YouTube. And the fact that CJ So Cool, which has almost 10 million, never embarked on that, especially with his audience being a lot of the younger generation, like teenagers and things of that nature. I mean, obviously he's a big influencer. So people watching him, the young, the younger generation, the younger boys, the younger girls watching him definitely would more than likely would pay for him to show them, how to set up their YouTube channel, how to get views, how to put up content, how to edit. He definitely could have monetized that. And the fact that he never did that was kind of odd to me, especially with a platform as big as his. Let me see what you guys are saying. The kids were definitely like, he wasn't getting the views that he was getting. Those kids, the pranks and all the videos he did with the kids definitely brought that audience to his channel. Now, CJ, he's from my neck of the woods, okay? CJ is from the Midwest. He's from Indiana. He's from Gary, Indiana. And so if you know anything about Gary, Indiana, some of you may not be very familiar with Gary, but Michael Jackson is where Michael Jackson is from. He's from Gary, Indiana. And that's where CJ is from. If you know anything about Gary, Indiana, money is not real plentiful in Gary, Indiana. So the fact that CJ is from Gary, Indiana, and he was able to leave that area and make a good name for himself or a good living for himself, being from, the likes of Gary, Indiana, and now coming to YouTube, basically telling YouTube that he primarily has fell off. Now, the reason that he gives in this video is he mentions depression. Okay, he mentions that, and like I said, it's been a lot of drama between him, his baby mama. He has two baby mothers. He has Nike, which is his daughter. I believe her name is Kamari mother. That's his oldest child, and then he has kids with Royalty, a set of twins with Royalty. So it's been a lot of drama going back and forth with CJ. And I'm gonna tell you guys the biggest thing, in my opinion, and a lot of stuff that we stress with these moms that we talk about over here. CJ got to understand that the audience that he has gained over the years, they've grown up. So the teenagers and the 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14, 15, 16 years old that started watching him 10 years ago, well, now they're almost 30, right? They're having families, they're getting, working. And the life that he shows, this flashy lifestyle that he shows, everybody knows that everybody can't get on YouTube and live that life. Although you can look and be like, man, I wish that was me. I wish I could wear, expensive jewelry, nice clothes, expensive gym shoes, and fancy cars. But the reality is, a lot of the people that admired him at a younger age, as they grew up, they were just like, man, that's bunk. Okay, that's not my reality. That may be his reality, and that's my reality. And what I feel for CJ is he didn't grow with his audience. He didn't change his content for the audience that he has gained over the years. Obviously, they grew up. Just like CJ was, when he came on here, he was 10 years younger 10 years ago. Well, now he's 10 years older. So the stuff that you did 10 years ago to gain this massive following that you have gained over the years, yeah, not saying that new people won't sign on, because obviously new people have signed on throughout the years, but I just really feel like CJ has outgrown his audience, his content, and I think he knew that too. And the fact that the kids was 90% of his content, and then when Royalty took the kids away and they were fighting back and forth, most of his audience wasn't really into that. They wasn't really into him beefing with Royalty and all the tea they was dropping on each other and dragging their business across the internet. Some people were into it, but a lot of people weren't. They just weren't into it, right? And so even with this video that we're getting ready to watch, again, he has almost 10 million subscribers or followers, and he only received 200,000 views on this video. to a person with 10 million, we're just going to round it up to 10 million. For a person with 10 million followers and you get 200,000 views, that's like getting, I don't know, 100 views. He didn't even get 1% of his following to watch this video. And he titled the video, "Will This Be My Last Video?" And like I said, over the years, CJ has done a lot of clickbaiting and, and obviously the majority of the internet audience is already hip to the whole clickbaiting thing. So I'm going to go ahead and let CJ talk because I thought his video was kind of interesting. So I'm going to let him talk. And then we're going to listen to Bandman Kevo. I remember him from a few years ago. He's definitely a clown. But Bandman Kevo in his video, I feel like he said some things that he made some good points in his video. So that's why we're going to listen to that too.
So cool. And I'm making this video about depression because I hope that somebody out there watching it will be able to use me as an example, as a vessel, as some form of motivation to fight through it. Because while I was going through depression, I didn't have anybody. And I really seriously mean I didn't have anybody that I felt like was trying to lift me up out of it. A lot of people you guys have known me to call friends. None of them were there for me. I mean, zero. Like literally no one called on me. No one checked on me. No one texted me to see how I was doing and genuinely meant it. Since that happened, I felt like I didn't matter to anybody. And I know I have subscribers, supporters, and fans. I know I have it. But I still felt like in reality, no one really cared about me. They only cared about what I could do for them. And once they felt like I couldn't do for them anymore, they moved on with their lives. And as an adult, I have to understand that that's just what life is. And everyone's not going to be there for you. Everyone's really not your friend. And if you don't got yourself, nobody else will. So I let myself go. I stopped working out. I stopped going out. I stopped being a creator. And ultimately, I stopped making money. And since I was living off my savings and felt like I was comfortable enough to continue to do so, I never was pressed to make any videos. And by me not making any videos, the depression just kept getting more real and more real. And I entered into a phase where I felt like.
So let me say this about him saying him entering into depression. One thing CJ did have that he doesn't mention in this video, CJ had money, okay? If he was dealing with depression to the point where it was affecting him making money, even living off your savings, we all know if you're blessed enough to be able to have a savings to live off of, that's great. But if you don't replace the money that you're spending, that saving becomes zero. Because obviously, if you're pulling from your savings, you got to put back into the savings to continue to be able to use the savings. Now, one thing I will say about CJ, he gives me narcissism. He definitely gives me narcissism. He gives me, I'm full of myself. He loved to flash and showboat. And one thing, now he's sitting here trying to teach people lessons when CJ had a platform for years that he could have been teaching people lessons all along. But when CJ was high on his high horse, he wasn't thinking about the people that's watching him. Now that he's kind of fell off his platform a little bit, now he wants his audience to feel his pain.
And that's why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because I don't want anyone out there thinking that just because they don't have friends or family reaching out to them on a regular, or they don't have anyone that they can lean on, I don't want you to feel like the answer is ending your life. Ending your life is definitely the worst thing you can do. It's literally in the Bible. It's the only thing God cannot forgive you for. And I believe that's because once you're dead, how can you ask for forgiveness? How can you repent, right? So speaking on God, I've always been known to be a prayer. I've always been known to be a God-fearing man. And for those of you that don't know that or don't believe that, that's on you. But I was raised in the church. My great-grandmother, my grandmother, they always had me in church, in someone's choir, in someone's Bible study, in someone's youth ministry classes. I was always in church, right? So being that that's how I grew up, I really knew in the back of my mind that that's the only friend I needed. But we live on earth.
Let me say this about him in the speech that he got. One thing I noticed in some of the videos that I have watched, like I said, I don't go that far back with CJ So Cool. I started being more aware of him around the pandemic time. But what I can say about his oldest daughter, Kamari, he, in my opinion, he used that little girl. He used that little girl when Royalty took her kids. That's when Kamari came back into play, right? And I feel like he used Kamari. Kamari definitely has a lot going on too. And because CJ was so cool, was so involved with Royalty's children and how they were bringing revenue to his channel, I feel like at times he forgot about his oldest child, Kamari, who did not live in Vegas. I believe now Nike and Kamari have moved to Vegas. Because they were living in Chicago, and I believe, please don't quote me, but I believe they have moved to Vegas. But I felt like throughout the years, the last few years that I was watching him sporadically, I just always got a vibe that he was using his daughter. It never felt genuine when I would see the interactions between him and his daughter. And some of the reason why I watched CJ back around the pandemic, because I mean, at this point, we all was watching social media. He was from, he's from my neck of the woods. So I was like, oh, okay. All right. You from the Northwest. Okay. Let me check you out, see what you're talking about. And I was thoroughly turned off. Like, his narcissism was a 20. Okay. It was just too much for me to take. So I stopped watching them. Did they move back to Indiana? Okay.
I'm just trying to be as real as possible. God, I love you. I need you. I want you in my life. You are in my soul. You live in my heart. I believe that Jesus came to this earth and died for our sins, and therefore he lives within me. But I don't care how much church you go to. We still, as a person, we need people around us that we feel like are uplifting us and not just around us for what we can present to them. If you're only around because you feel like I can give you something or help you in some way, then at the end of the day, that's not good for me as a person. Now, of course, anyone and everyone should want to be used. And I don't mean in a bad way. I mean, like, if you have something to offer that someone else could use you for, that's a good feeling, because once you don't got anything that anybody wants and nobody wants you, that's not good. That's literally the opposite of good. So I don't want to ramble or go all over the place in this video, but I definitely needed to get this off my chest. So anything that I say, just know it's been on me and I feel like I need to let it off. And the reason why I haven't been making content is because, realistically speaking, I'm all about positivity. Even though you guys know a lot of drama has been in my life, I've been surrounded by it, and I sometimes feel like I can't get away from it. But nevertheless, I've always made videos and tried to get you guys to be as positive as possible and to get you guys to open up that law of attraction within yourself so that your world becomes better around you. But somehow I fell off of my own thought process. I stopped believing in law of attraction, and I actually placed myself in a bubble, which caused a downfall. Some of you guys like to say you fell off or this, whatever it is that you like to call it. It's 2024. It's a lot of different lingo going on, but I consider it, I'm not wanting to present any content that's not as genuine as it's always been. If I'm not putting out positive videos and the people that are watching are receiving this as a negative thing that it actually is, then I'm actually hurting people, and I don't want to do that. So you guys have never heard any stories of me hurting anybody. I don't beat on girls. I don't hit women. I don't rob people, steal from them, kill people. I don't do anything crazy, right? So why would I put out a video that's not going to have a positive impact? That's why I stopped posting. So for those of you that constantly DM me, constantly write in my comments and say, where are you, CJ? We miss you. We need you. What are you doing? I just felt like I wouldn't be doing you guys any justice posting videos just because. So yeah, I stopped making money just to make sure that I was keeping the negative stuff to myself so that I wouldn't just be making videos and bringing you guys down with me, because misery actually loves company. But that being said, I didn't want to be miserable. So I didn't want any company. I just wanted to be uplifted. And finally, something happened. I started working out. I started feeling better about myself. My head got a little clearer. That led me to making this video right here. A lot of you guys are probably wondering, what does the future have in store for CJ So Cool? And I'm honestly here to tell you guys that answer right now. I made a new YouTube, and I plan on posting every video on that page. And I know you guys on CJ So Cool's page are probably like, what do you mean? What does that mean for us over here? That means come over to the new page. You can still watch the old videos if you want to, but I don't feel like adding to my CJ So Cool catalog when majority of it is my ex and her kids. Majority of it is a bunch of memories that I have to keep seeing every time I want to post a video. A bunch of commenters that are used to me posting with the old family and that can't get over the fact that it's over now. So I felt like, and I still feel like it's time for me to move on and not leave my page, because definitely I want to keep it. It's mine. I'm almost at 10 million.
I mean, think about it, y'all. How do you leave a page that has 10 million followers? Like, to be quite honest with you, CJ should have had more than one channel. That's something he should have did a long time ago. He should have had a channel where he talked about cars and like he should have. The fact that he only focused on one channel all these years, that when he said that was odd to me. I'm like, most of these big YouTubers, they have more than one channel. They have their main channel, then they got a channel by themselves. If they got a significant other, then he or she got a channel. Like most of these big YouTubers have more than one channel. I mean, the Prince family is one. They have more than one channel. The fact that he only had this one channel is so odd to me.
But I feel like there's nothing left for me to do on that page. It's only up from here. If I start a new page and you guys subscribe and I post a video and I begin to get consistent with it, you will join me and you will start back watching my videos. Not that you guys haven't watched my videos. I haven't posted. Clearly, it's on me. But I feel like once I create a new page, I will be posting more. And there's a lot that goes into it, of course. And I don't want to hold back anymore. For those of you that don't know, yes, I sold over half, 70% of CJ So Cool's royalties. And I did receive income for that. And that's how I was able to manage without posting. Some of you are saying, oh, you must be broke because you ain't posted a video. No, when you got the millions, you really, I mean, you can go broke. It don't matter what you got. Look, Mike Tyson went broke. MC Hammer went broke. The list goes on. People go broke and have multi-millions. But I'm just here to say I was never pressed to post because I already had a lump sum of income from selling 70% of my royalties. Moving forward, if I create a new page, I will, of course, be more motivated to because I will own 100% of that. Once I sold 70% of my royalties, I realized at the time it was a good idea, but obviously moving forward, I felt like it wasn't the best idea because managing and creating are two different things. Yeah, I have this money and I've been able to manage it and live off of it, but I wouldn't need that if I was being creative, right? So the depression hit me from all angles. It hit me because I felt like I was losing myself, eating too much and not working out ever. You know, I got shot in a home invasion. That's always on my mind. So I'm more so thinking about protecting myself and my kids and not how I look or how I feel. And then the selling the royalties. So not being able to capitalize on the CJ So Cool's videos and actually making what I'm used to making, it kind of led me to a depression where I didn't want to make any videos. And I didn't want to be posting on this page because it's not really beneficial as it always has been. And that's my fault.
Right. Once royalty took those kids, it was down the tubes. But here's the thing though. The content that those kids was given when he got royalty, 10 years ago, however long it was ago, those kids are older now. So it wasn't going to be the same type of content. They were little bitty kids when he started putting them on his channel. Those kids are big. Now, unfortunately, there's now some new news out that Royalty's daughter, I believe her name is Jalea, I believe that's her name. Apparently now it's being said that Jalea is saying that about 6 years ago, CJ So Cool was inappropriate with her. So that's what's being said now. So now CJ is fighting those allegations. Like I said, you guys, it's a whole mess over there. I never understood why him and Royalty, once they split up, and then we understand in the beginning it's gonna be some back and forth, and we get all that. But it's been several years now. I never understood why they just didn't completely move on. So this channel pretty much is dead because he built this channel primarily with Royalty's family. Well, Royalty and her kids don't fool with CJ like that anymore. Although Royalty does have a set of twins with CJ, those are CJ's children, but they're not in a space where all that so they're not in a good space anymore. They haven't been for a couple years now.
None of this is your fault. So I don't want you guys thinking, man, I don't know what we did. No, it's not you. It's all on me. I'm going through this thing called life for the first time. We only get one chance, and every decision I make, I have to live and learn from it. And this is one of those times where I feel like I'm living and I'm learning through an experience that I'm going through. I didn't have to tell you guys any of this. It's not your business.
Yeah, Royalty has a channel, but I don't know the
if I'm
name
gonna
of
make a new
it.
page and try to start over fresh, I need to be as transparent as possible while I'm still on this page. So for those of you wondering what's gonna happen with CJ So Cool, I feel like it should be my music page. The last video I posted that did good was a music video. So I'm thinking maybe that's all CJ So Cool should be good for, should be known for. Maybe that's my niche. My niche as CJ So Cool is an artist. But moving forward, my new page, this can be everything else. Family, gym content, relationship content, even videos like this, me just talking about depression. So I don't want to hold you guys back by not giving you the content that you desperately asking me for, because it's a lot of people that say they need me in their life, and I believe them because I felt like I needed people in my life too. So I definitely understand when someone said, hey bro, what's up? Where you been at? I'm missing the videos. I need the content, your motivation. So I need that. I feel like I should never have let you guys down. So the only way I can come back and really bounce back with a vengeance is starting all the way over fresh. I'm talking zero everything. 0 views, 0 subscribers, 0. That's going to be the ultimate task for me. And the ultimate goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers and then move on past that. I really should have been did this, but I've always put all my eggs in the same basket. And this is an example for you guys to learn from. Never do that. There's a lot of YouTubers out there with multiple platforms and they're doing great. But me, I've always had everything on one page and then I sold some of it, so it just wasn't good for me. Take Mr. Beast, for instance. I've heard he sold one of his pages before, but he got other pages. So he's still good. That's how I should have been.
Right, CJ. You played yourself, sir. Like selling the channel, if the channel wasn't doing for you what it used to do, I mean, that makes sense. People sell businesses all the time. So yeah, that made sense. But the fact that now you want to start a new channel, and this new channel that he has, I did go over there and look at it. He only has 33,000 subscribers on it. This video, it was like, I don't know, almost 2 weeks ago that he put up. So with 9 million, and again, you guys, he had 200,000 views on this video. Only 33,000 people. You would think that channel would have went to 100,000 like in a day. I just don't think people are not fooling with CJ So Cool like they used to. You know, he really has fell off, unfortunately for him, you know. But that, you know, that's the thing. Like this YouTube thing, yeah, it doesn't last forever.
And that's how I always should have thought, just like Mr. Beast and just like all the other people out there that do the same thing. KSI, just name a few. Even my boy DDG got multiple pages.
That's true, Miss
And I don't know what's wrong with me or why I felt like that would hurt me. But now it's 2024. I'm 35 years old, and I feel like,
wow, he's 35 now? Dang, I didn't know he was that old. Wow, I didn't know CJ was that. So he started when he was in his 20s? Dang, that's a long time. I mean, to be able to be on the internet for over 10 years, I mean, that's a good run right there. Unfortunately, you know, it sounds like he didn't put the money in the right place.
he knew it's better than not trying anything at all, because the only way to actually fail is to not try. I know that for a fact now. So I'm here to tell you guys from experience that not trying is the worst thing you can do. Going through depression is crazy because, especially when you're me, a lot of people look up to me. A lot of people see me and automatically associate me with wealth, good health, and just happiness, right? So imagine how I feel when I go out, let's say Target. I go to Target to buy some toiletry, and I got subscribers in there screaming, going nuts, saying, oh my God, is he just so cool? But I'm actually depressed at the moment. Imagine how that feels to know and to realize that after 10 years of feeling like I'm up here, I realize I'm just a human being. And I know I should have always known that, but hey, I didn't. I actually sometimes felt like I was a god because so many people praised me, and that's not good. One of the biggest things.
See what he said? He said at one time he thought he was a god. He said he was so high up on his high horse that he felt like he couldn't even be knocked down. And so he felt inferior over everyone because people put him up on a pedestal. But CJ, what you always got to remember, the same way God gave it to you, he can take it away from you too. It's called being humble.
Is that I realized was I need to make sure I'm as humble as possible all the time. I can get $10 million right now. I need to remain humble. I need to not go back to the, oh, I missed the flexor. Oh, I got this, I got that. Look at my cars, look at my drip, look at my jewelry. That's stupid. It's literally irrelevant. It doesn't help you get to heaven. It doesn't help you motivate someone else. I mean, yeah, of course, people see me having it and they go, oh, I want to be like that. But is that really motivation? This is motivation right here. For someone to come out and open up to you guys should really be motivation, because it's letting you guys know that I'm a human being, and whatever you're fighting through, I'm fighting through it too. So together we're actually battling battles, and no one's perfect. Look at P. Diddy, for instance. He's a billionaire. Everybody thought he was good. Nothing that ever happened to him. Now he's even fighting battles. So that just goes to show you that on earth.
CJ, you probably shouldn't use Diddy as an example.
This little floating rock we live in the middle of a galaxy, we all having it. And when I say having it, I mean issues, problems. Even if you ain't beefing with your baby mama or having drama like that with your friends or breaking up with your girl or your boyfriend, there's some issues that we're all fighting. For us to not be humble, it doesn't help at all. Because trust me, when I finally hit the depression phase, I was like, okay, yeah, I should have never been acting.
You know,
like
when
that.
you make money, you're supposed to buy things. If you want to buy you 1, 2, or 3 houses, you definitely should do that. Now, I don't want to believe that CJ has made all this money and he had Kamari, his daughter, and his baby mama Nike living in Gary, Indiana. I don't want to believe that. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Gary, Indiana, the Gary, Hammond, East Chicago, that whole little region. Shouts out to the region, okay? But Gary, Indiana, now CJ.
Because no one wants to hear it. Like, imagine being this guy that everybody look up to and say, oh, he got it. And then one day I say, I'm depressed. No one's going to want to hear that from me. They're going to be like, that's what you get. They're going to want to clown me, right? That's what I always thought, too. I always said, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to do nothing. No videos revolving this, because people are going to be trying to step on my neck. They're going to be saying, finally, this is our chance to ruin him. I knew he wasn't perfect. I knew he wasn't this, and I'm not. None of us are. But I'm actually willing to admit it now and just come out and say, look, honestly, I'm sorry for anything. And I've always said sorry. I've always been apologetic for anything. But now I'm really more so sorry to myself for not understanding how to maneuver through life. Like, you know, you get something and the next thing you know, you feel you're better than everybody, and that's not cool. Because when no one's there for you and you realize you're equal to everyone, it actually starts to hurt. So that's what I've been going through. I've been hurting. I've been depressed. And my lifestyle just wasn't adding up to reality.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Amari. You saying Nike always wanted to do for herself. He paid child support, but she loves Indiana. There's nothing wrong. I love Indiana as well too. Okay. Born and raised. I love Indiana. However, all I'm saying is she can definitely do for herself. Because I remember Nike, she was working, I think she was working in healthcare. I don't know if she was a CNA, medical assistant, phlebotomist. I don't know what she did, but I know she was working in healthcare. But all my thing is, he can still pay child support, but I definitely would have put my first child's mother, I would have bought her a house or built her a house from the ground up to ensure that her and my daughter could always have a decent, nice place to live. There's no way that I'm living real fabulous and you living somewhat fabulous. You even, although we're not together, you're the mother of my child. You have my child. My child is still a minor and lives with you. That's what I would have done.
So basically, I didn't want to post anything. I didn't want to show anything because what was there to show? So recently, I called this hotline. I looked it up. I asked AI, is there any type of number I can call for depression? I called it. And that's what kind of woke me up. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm not even depressed anymore. I'm going to go to the gym. So I started going to the gym. I lost the facial fat first. Then I lost the belly fat. Then my arms got a little cut. Then my chest got pumped up. And my legs started feeling big. And next thing you know, I was feeling good again. But not to the point where I didn't want to be humble. You see? So now that I'm feeling good and I'm not depressed, because honestly, I'm not. We over that. That was months and months and months of depression, but I passed. I'm done with that. And now I'm on a better page. And speaking of being on a better page, I even reached out to some of my old friends. CJ on 32 is someone who I consider to be my closest friend. Then I consider to be my biggest op. Because of what happened, I don't need to bring it up or reiterate anything that happened, because honestly, whatever I thought happened probably didn't happen anyway, which is what life is mostly about. We got to stop looking at things and thinking that we understand what's happening when really we don't. because our mind, well, my mind has a vivid imagination. And sometimes I could just create a story and it might seem authentic to me, but it's not really what happened. So me and my boy went through some things. My other friends that still hang with him, I consider them odds because they was, you know how it is, right? But I reached out to him and I kind of like belittled myself, which is something that I've never really done. Usually I'm the big dog, so I come at him like however, but this time I wanted to be as humble as possible and apologetic, which is better for me. And it worked. My boy was like, you know, I just was here letting you do you, letting you live your life. You know, we still cool in my eyes, but I just kept my distance. I feel like that's weak, but everybody.
CJ, what are you talking about? It's at this point, it just sounds like you're rambling. You said this might be your last video. Okay, is it because you're no longer posting on this channel because you've sold it, so you're not going to be making the money that you were making prior to you selling it? So you're trying to get people to go to your new channel? Sir, just say that.
Everybody's different because honestly, I would have rather had him continuously reach out to me and check on me versus just saying, you know what, I'm going to let him do him, I'm going to do me, whatever. Because honestly, I was the one that was hurt. So technically, he should have been the one that reached out. But we over there now. I went through the depression phase. And like I said, I'm reaching out to my friends. I'm feeling better about myself. And I'm trying to make all the right decisions this time. And for you wondering about my relationship status, I am single. And I have been single for, I don't know the exact number. Let's just say 2 months. Let's just say that. And during the 2-month phase that I've been single, sometimes I talk to my ex, sometimes I don't. Sometimes we're cool, sometimes we aren't. But for the most part, I feel like she was a blessing to my life, just like I was a blessing to her life. So I don't want to stomp on her name in any way. She's a great person, and it could have worked out. But honestly, I just feel like I'm not in a position to even be in a relationship, and that kind of led me to depression. Being in a relationship when I wasn't really good, and you know, like once I realized that. We didn't have a breakup because I cheated or because she cheated or because one of us hurt each other. It was just a mutual agreement where I said, I just don't want to do this right now. And it's better for me to just be alone than continuously try to be with you and then us just be beefing every single day. As you guys know, some drama did happen recently about my daughter's arm, my baby mama, and my ex, but it's life. I've never personally broken a bone in my body, but my daughter is different for me. I'm not my daughter. She got 2 different households. She got siblings. She got a lot going on. She's very active, and somehow she fractured her arm. And for those of you that don't know, yes, a fracture means it's broken. The same day.
Yes, he sold his channel, the CJ So Cool channel that we're on now. He sold 70% of the royalties, so he's not making the money. He doesn't have 100% ownership of this channel, so he's deciding to build a new channel where he can kind of reinvent himself. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't see it happening. I think the CJ So Cool era has kind of cooled off. People are not really watching CJ like that. They'll watch the drama that he's involved in, and they'll watch that on the T pages, where the T pages will break it down. This is just a good example of not being a good steward of your money. CJ should have already, what he's trying to do now, like creating multiple channels. It's the fact that he thinks YouTube is the only place to make money, when CJ could have been doing a whole lot of other things. He could have had a Patreon. He could have had his own website. He could have been selling merch on a web. He could have did a multitude of things. Does he not have management? There's no one managing him? Like, I feel like when you get to a certain income bracket, you kind of need somebody to step in and help you manage what you got going on, especially when you're not used to making this type of money. Let me see. Sheena said, I couldn't even imagine what a whole 180 for wait a minute, a whole 180 for a lifestyle. I don't know what you're saying, Sheena. Being Carter said, I agree. His come up was the kids, and now it's just shambles. He should have definitely explored other sources. Yeah, when him and Royalty broke up a few years ago, CJ should have, that was his cue then to start branching off into other avenues. But he stuck with what he was comfortable with. He stayed in his comfort zone, And especially with him being so, so well known on social media, you would have thought a person like that would have known to be out of their comfort zone, because you got millions of eyes watching you daily. But he didn't do that. I think a lot of other CJ's issues was CJ was too busy spending money, chasing women, and he wasn't really worrying about the content, because like he said in the beginning of this video, he had a savings. So he was living off that savings, and the subscribers who got him in the position to be able to save money, he forgot about them. He didn't care nothing about them. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. You can't pay no attention to a lot of these big YouTubers. Good child, they don't care nothing about the subscribers. They only care about you watching that video and putting money in their bank account every damn month. That's all they worry about. He had sneakers. Yeah, he had a room full of sneakers. I mean, he definitely was doing well for himself. He definitely was doing very well for himself on the outside, but on the inside, he wasn't, because the fact that he made the decision to sell his channel, I mean, only he knows. He says it was a good decision, but I don't know if I would have sold a channel that had almost 10 million subscribers. I would really like to know how much he actually sold that channel for. I would really like to know that.
Damn thing. This happened and it wasn't in my care. And somehow I didn't let the story out, but it got out. And then there was some arguments going on, right? So I realized, man, I just can't be with someone who, at any given moment, some drama might happen, and instead of them stopping it, they add to it. And not saying that's why we broke up, but I just feel like, can you really be in a good, happy relationship with someone that's beefing all the time with the mother of your children? Even though I was technically beefing with the mother of my children, I stopped because I realized this can't go on forever. Same with me and Nike. I've been stopped beefing with her. We became friends. Everything is better after that. I want the same for the twins' mama now. I already told her I'd rather just be your friend. I don't want to beef with you. You don't got to worry about me making videos dissing you anymore. I hope to God you don't diss me anymore. We went through that. And then when the arm situation happened, and then my ex did what she did, and then my baby mama did what she did, I just felt like, what the heck is we doing? So
at Vistafriend, we print the best
CJ has he has a unique personality. Obviously, he managed to, drum up 10 million people to follow him. Can he do it again? I mean, anything's possible.
That's the truth about the relationship.
He's not going to be able to serve the same content. The pranks with the little kids. Like I said, his audience has matured. Just like you said, he's been on here for 10 years. So 10 years, he said he's 35. So 10 years ago, he was 25. Okay. So the people that started following him 10 years ago, obviously they're 10 years older now. They're older. They're not into the pranks and the kitty things, and they're not into that. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what's something he could have done if he was smart? Since his audience is 90% kids, I'm just gonna say, well, maybe I gonna say 90, maybe 80, 75%. Let me say that. Small, children or teenagers. He probably should have, got with some of the kid bop channels, the YouTube kids channels, some of the big YouTube channels over there, and maybe did some collabs with them instead of collabing with people when it came with beef and drama. Instead of doing that, he should have, I don't know. It's just odd to me how this man cultivated this audience. After 10 years, he got almost to 10 million followers on this CJ So Cool channel. And he's sitting here having this conversation with us. I just really feel like it's poor money management, obviously. And, everybody who strikes out to be an entrepreneur doesn't necessarily mean they have the entrepreneurial spirit.
For those of you wondering, the craziest thing about depression is when you actually have children looking up to you, that's when you got to put the depression to the side. So technically, every time I get my kids, I'm back happy. I'm back outside. We everywhere. We live in life. And that's what it should be on a regular. I shouldn't wait to get my kids to be happy, right? That's why I'm making this video. So for those of you that's feeling just like me, that's feeling down, feeling like you're alone, you don't got nobody to talk to, you got me. And I know for a fact, most of y'all still got my number because my ex put my number out. So if you're really, really going through something like depression, Don't text me, I'm your biggest fan. Don't text me, hey, CJ. Don't FaceTime me. Don't group text me. Text me about you being depressed and ask me for help so I can guide you through it, because I lived through it firsthand and I'm out of it. And money don't make you happy. Trust me, I've had way more money than okay, I ain't even listen, I've had so much money that I realized money ain't the key. Because how could I have money and still be depressed at the same time? I can understand if I didn't have no money and I was depressed, but not.
Trust me, if you text that number that royalties supposedly leaked to the internet, I guarantee you won't get him.
We talking about a man that still had money, clout, success, fame, family, girl, and I still was depressed. So I realized none of that can take me out of it. It's me. It's within me. It's in here. So the gym is how I clear my mind space. And once my mind space was cleared, I wasn't thinking so hard, because most of the depression is in here. You telling yourself you're depressed. You're telling yourself you're not good enough. You're telling yourself you're lonely. So once you can learn how to fight through that, whether it's through me, whether it's through calling a number, because you can Google it, whether it's through talking to a family member or a friend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a pastor, a deacon, there's so many people you can reach out to. I just want you guys to really understand that even if you ain't depressed and you just watching this video because you miss me, you can still reach out to people.
You know what he's saying is true, but I wish he would have spent more time talking about that in the beginning of the video. I mean, 19 minutes in, now you're explaining how people should reach out to others when they're feeling depression and stuff like that. CJ, you know how this YouTube thing works. You should have probably put that in the very beginning of the video. That should have been the focal point of this video, since you're saying the reason why you weren't posting and you fell off is because of your depression. If you really were advocating for people, again, that should have been in the beginning of the video, but you took more time stressing people going to follow your new channel, and you took more time to let us know, although you sold your channel, you ain't broke, but you ain't making the money that you used. Again, it's still more about you than other people, which is a very clear indication of narcissism. CJ, we'll talk to you. Well, I'm not gonna, well, maybe we'll talk to you later. Bye, sir. Whew. Okay, so instead of the mommies, honey, we got a daddy on YouTube. Okay, CJ's so cool, telling us about his coin. I never understood why why these people of the internet get on here and tell us about their financial situations. I mean, like we talked about Jasmine. Sis, if you can't buy yourself a vacuum cleaner, if you can't buy yourself a trash can, if you can't buy yourself rugs for your floor, sis, that's your problem. That's not our problem. Okay, that's not the people's problem. The people are just watching. We're wanting to be entertained. We're not your personal accountants. I just don't understand why they feel like we need to be so involved on how they make money and why they're not making as much money as they used to, as if we're going to reach into our pockets and give you anything, sir. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Okay. So CJ So Cool apparently has fumbled some of his bag. He's trying to reinvent himself on YouTube. Good luck with that. Okay. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. I mean, if he can, great. I don't know what he's going to do. He said he's going to make his main channel his music channel. Hold on, y'all. So now we're going to get into Bandman Kevo's video. You said such a biased assessment of CJ's vid. Well, I mean, it's just what you get out of it. I'm sorry. I can only say what I gotta say. I don't have any warm, fuzzy feelings about CJ So Cool. I'm not gonna really cry over his financial situation, because I guarantee you he's not gonna cry over mine. He's somebody on the internet. Okay. See, that's what the biggest problem with a lot of these people that follow these people. Y'all start falling in love with these folks. Okay. and quiet as it's kept. Okay, these people are not in love with y'all. Okay, so yeah, it is what it is. All right, y'all. Let me get into Bandman Kevo. So apparently, Bandman Kevo reached out to CJ because he wanted to change his image, and he befriended CJ So Cool. So the things that CJ So Cool has told Bandman Kevo, um, you know, in private, Bandman Kevo decided to come on the internet and gossip about his, I guess his ex homeboy situation. Now, what I do remember about this guy a couple years ago, he had a lot of stuff going on. Okay, he had a lot of stuff going on. I do remember that. Didn't he get like a liposuction or some type of cosmetic surgery? He got something going on. Okay. Bandman Kevo definitely is messy. He's also from the Midwest. I believe he's from Illinois. So let's get into Bandman Kevo.
Main source, his only income, literally. The man only income was dealing with kids, right? So if somebody takes the kids away from you, they automatically take over 75% of your income from you, which you are used to making. That's first of all. Second of all, if you turn around and then you start getting loans on money that's not there and you're not good with money management, you're going to automatically fall off. You know what I mean? That's the reason why, you feel me, he fell off real bad type shit. But that's what's so crazy though. You got to know how to manage money. You got to definitely be surrounding yourself with the right people, man. Most of the people that come around you will be like fake haters and fake, you know what I mean? And when I came around, he was damn near asking me, like, man, bro, you know, I'm fucked up right now. You think I can get a loan and this and that? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what you mean? Like, type shit. So
Wait, hold on. You said Kevo's child's mother is living in a shelter with his child. He has bigger things to worry about. Well, I know. I remember something about a chick. Was that his baby mama? That was a couple years ago. I thought she was at a hotel. Oh, he got a BBL. Oh, okay. I knew it was some type of cosmetic surgery.
when I got around him, he had met this guy named Big Al. When he got into it with Big Al said he worked with a company or whatever that can get him loans on his YouTube channel and this and that. And he was like, man, bro, what you think I should do? I'm like, shit, I don't really know. That's on you. If you can afford to pay these people back, shit, do it. But at the same time, seeing one of your biggest YouTubers go broke is crazy. Now, if we pay attention to everything, like I said, dealing with the kids.
Bandman Kevo, he sound more upset that CJ So Cool went broke than CJ So Cool. Sir, you sound like you real upset that allegedly CJ So Cool don't have the money that he used to. Some money? Because he sound real upset.
You got to think about it like this. You got three kids by one girl. She takes all the kids away from you. This is your only source of income. Me, I say, man, won't you just find some other people who you can use their kids or just go to get around a lot of kids to make money. But instead, you try to do this relationship goal shit with Lexi. You know what I mean? You try to buy your daughter back in from Indiana. You know what I mean? It's just people not catching the vibe like how they caught the vibe the first time with them. Then you're taking these big ass loans and they're scamming the hell out of you.
Scamming somebody.
So you can't really afford to pay it back. So
Allegedly.
you damn near get stuck trying to like figure out, damn, should I change my name or what? But at the same time, man, like I look at it like, I feel like he can get straight. The nigga just got to get smart because it's a lot of ways to get right in his field. But if you're not mentally there, you're going to fall. You feel me? That's the only bad thing. You're going to fall hard when you have to, especially if you're competing. Now, if you're trying to compete with people and you're trying to be in competition with everybody, that shit only gonna hurt you because a person doing that.
So basically, you really wasn't a friend to him. You was trying to use him for clout too, because if you would, from one black man to another, especially y'all being from the same, same area, from up around the region area, you would have thought you could have put him up on some game. Instead, you come and tell all his business. Ooh, messy, honey.
People he worked with, D-Lo and all them. I feel like the nigga never wanted D-Lo to, like, he was in, how you in competition with a nigga you got working for you, and don't want this nigga to do. I used to hate them type of people growing up. Like, it'd be a person you with, but they don't want to see you with more money. He one of them type of niggas. Don't want to see you do better than them. Don't want to see you dress better than them. Don't want to see your car better than them and shit like that. So I feel like when we came around him, you know what I mean, we just seen things, but we ignored it. Like, as far as like, okay, this nigga is just, I guess he just like this. I don't know what the fuck. Like, but if, like, let's say if I go buy some mirrors or something, he'd be like, man, I gotta get those mirrors too. Or I go get a new chain. He'd be like, I gotta go get a new chain too. So I'm not the type of person. I don't give a fuck what you get. If you go get something, I'm not trying to compete.
Honey, this is a clear indication. Y'all think us women be messy. Child, these men be messier than the women, honey. This is a very clear indication how the men be just as messy, if not messier than the women.
Compete with you guys, you know what I mean? Like, if y'all go do something, I'm like, damn, that's what's up, bro. You got a nice car. I've never been like the type of nigga that'd be jealous of what you got going on. That's why I'm blessed. I've never been a person that'd be like, oh damn, bro, why you ain't tell me you was going to go get all of my mirrors, man? I gotta go get all of the mirrors. I've never been that type of person. So that's the type of person he was. And when you're trying to keep up with a person that's making all this damn money, it's gonna be kind of hard because you're on the loan. I'm not on the loans. You know what I mean? And when I was coming around him, like, as far as if I land a deal, like, let's say if I land a big deal, he'd be like, man, why you ain't put me on a big deal? Why you ain't do this? Or why you ain't do that? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, bro, everything is not about you type shit. So I'm looking at it like, to be honest, I was never mad at bro, like, at all. I just know that he the type of nigga, like, okay, for instance, when I did the high speed, the nigga texts me like, man, bro, you did the high speed in Miami, bro, and all my fans are looking at me crazy because they think that you're crazy. And I couldn't even believe that lame man shit. I was like, what? Like, you feel me? So it's kind of like, and remind y'all, I know all the man business, and I never even got on the internet and spoke about that. The business that y'all will want to hear, I don't even speak about it because it's deep as hell, right? But it's a lot of weird shit that I'm pretty sure even CJ on 32s probably know about the nigga deep down business that he probably don't speak on. But at the end of the day, like, I look at it like with bro, it's like, if people pay attention to it, he's just like a big kid or whatever. You got to damn near hold his hand with shit, like, because he don't understand nothing. He don't know nothing. All he knew, even like we went to California back.
But see, the people closest to CJ Saku should have been expressing that to him. But instead of them expressing that to him, they was in his pockets getting money from him because they didn't care. They didn't, they don't care nothing about him, making sure his money is long for years to come, making sure his children have, generational wealth, right? They weren't interested in that. They were interested in getting their rent paid, their gas bill, light bill, buy some groceries. They were interested in what they could get out of CJ. They could care less. And CJ was willing to give his money away to people, like, especially, people close to him, his family, probably homeboys. He probably didn't lend his homeboys money, fronted them money. Child, it's no telling what he has done with the money. And like he said, when he was in a position where he needed, nobody was there for him. Right. That's why you got, I'm going to say this. That's why you got to be careful about the favors you extend to people, because there are times where they're not going to reciprocate that back. And then some might say, well, sis, isn't that being selfish? No, that's called protecting yourself. That's what that's called, in my opinion.
About 2 years ago or something like that, man, a nigga couldn't even make no food. He like, yeah, bro, man, royalty usually cooks for me, and royalty usually washes my clothes, and royalty holds my penis when I piss, or some shit like that. Like, You're like, bro, would you stop talking about this lady, gang? Like, you steady, like, you're so dependent on this lady, folks. Like, so it shows that if a person gets a $2-3 million loan or a $2 million loan, or whatever, and you need your girl to do everything for you, how the hell are you going to be able to pay this loan back? How do you have the independence to be able to pay the loan back, period, though? Like, you feel me? If you need this girl to do everything. So that's how I look at that shit. Like, everything has to make sense with me. I get $6 million, $5 million. I'm not finna go rub.
Kevo, you really can't tell us. CJ was trusting the woman that was at the time in his corner. It was his mate, his baby mama. They were working together, they were breaking bread together. So yes, he depended on her just as well as she depended on him. Sir, you're not no man to talk. You had your baby mama down there at the shelter, okay? I want you to hush, Kevo.
In his face and try to do this and try to do that, and like, you know, he's that type of person. Like, man, I'm about to go do this. Oh, like, I say I'm finna go get it. Let's say if I say I'm finna get this, he's like, oh man, damn, I need to go get. Do they got a better one than that? Or do they got, like, bro, I'm not trying to compete with you. You go get the car. I'm gonna be there happy for you. But he wasn't. So some niggas will kind of get tired of that shit. They'll be like, man, this nigga is like, you'll push somebody to the breaking point of like, man, this nigga really is like, I can't keep hiding this nigga a hater though, low key. You know what I mean? So he was kind of just like that on some. And like I said, there's a lot that a nigga can really speak about that have shocked people, but it's kind of like to the point where like he was only for himself, even with the girls, even with Lexi, and bro ass just got to stop worrying about females and really stay focused on what he's supposed to be focused on. You know what I mean? That's what it really is about, you know? No cap. Appreciate you, my boy. But I think that the reason why he said he got live diamonds from Ice Champ is because I feel like he's trying to, okay, so when you're going through what CJ So Cool is going through, he has to like degrade the situation to make himself feel better. So he's probably like, man, they gave me live diamonds, man, and I'm only worth $7,000, man. I'm like, what is this, man? And I think he is on that level because at the same time he said, well, if I'm broke, well, it's okay to grow broke because Mike Tyson went broke and all the rest of these guys went broke. And like, bro, if you went broke, you went broke, gang. Like, go file for bankruptcy and do it over again. Go get you a new LLC and start your new name if your name fucked off or whatever it is. But at the same time, it's like he's the type of person that he blames any and everybody. So, for instance, like when his house was getting broken into, when he was messing with the little prostitutes and shit, he'd basically blame you. He'd be like,
I'm sorry, you guys. He did say that a few years ago when he broke up with the girlfriend. That's the one I remember. She was sitting in front of a hotel with her child crying at the poolside, and she did an Instagram live about it. And she basically said that Kevo said that she wasn't independent enough and she wasn't a go-getter and she depended on him for everything and she didn't have her own mind. He had to think for her, and that's not the type of woman he wanted in his life.
let me see. He'd blame you and he'd be like, damn, what's wrong?
Cancer, that's the number one question. Why these folks didn't get financial
So gang,
advice.
basically, I got you. So he'd blame you and he'd be like, man,
oh, she was married to him?
if I want to like, let's say if I be like, man, let's go to the mall or some shit, let's go do something. And let's say if he had a girl staying at his house, like a little prostitute girl or something, he'd be like, man, if I would have never went to the mall, man, then the prostitute girl in the house probably would have never, took my stuff. It's like, man, come on, gang. Like type shit. He like one of them type of people. Like anybody know him there, know what I'm talking about type shit.
Wait, so you saying, wait, hold on, Kevo. You said CJ So Cool, excuse me, he was over there paying the prostitutes. What? Was he? Oh, sir, tell us more.
But that's what it really be about, though, gang. It be just about that, though. But I mean, folks, one thing about them that I know, I'm gonna just give y'all a little insight. Folks love these whores, gang. You know what I'm saying? And like, I can't even cap on that. Like, he got a real girl fetish. Like, he has to hit that. He love Vegas because of the females. Now, you know, as far as with that, I feel like that's his downfall. It's not like he's on crazy drugs, but it's the prostitutions. I mean, the prostitution and the gambling is bad. You know what I mean? And me personally,
Oh, wait, hold on. Kevo, hold on. So you say he prostitute with the women and he gambling his money off? Oh, so that's why he went broke?
I don't got no beef with, you know, like CJ, so cool and them like that. You know what I mean? Everything good. It's just to the point where like it's just little things that irritate me as far as when the way he'll say stuff about stuff. And it's like, bro, I really know you. I really know you. It ain't like you just talking from a distance. I know a whole lot about you. Like plenty times where we had to make little prostitutes say, hey man, can you go to the hospital and get rid of the baby and little shit like that. Like,
wait, what?
Man, nigga, millions and millions of girls inboxes, the youngest girls, like all types of shit. So that's what I look at it like, bro. Just leave. Don't mention my name. Trust me, bro. Like I am a troller. I will troll your life away all day. You will want to kill yourself playing with me, bro. Like, you feel me? Like I will get on my podcast every day and literally talk about your ass all day and bring girls on the show. I get real dirty and bring them girls that you mess with, them young girls on the show. You know what I mean? And give them a platform and all that. So leave me alone, gang. Or never say nothing about me ever.
Wait, hold on. Now you threatening CJ? You gonna expose him? Hell, you already exposing him. Y'all, honey, I'm telling you that social media is a hell of a drug. At the end of the day, Bandman Kevo is doing this for clout. Okay? But you telling all his tea and then telling him he better not say nothing about you. But yet you up here telling all his business.
Type shit. So with that being said, yeah. I feel like I seen a thing with CJ on 32 and
wait, Kevo, hush. Sheena dying back in the hotel? What was that when she was in the hotel? What was that? Wasn't that like 2021, 2022? She back in the hotel again? Oh, Kevo, you got bigger fish to fry. You over here worrying about CJ and his coin. Your baby mama back down there at the hotel, sir. Are you at least paying for it? Why you talking about how good you are with your money and how bad CJ is with his money management? Oh Lord, now she's not back at the hotel, Sheena. Oh Lord.
I see like basically what he talking about when it comes to, you know, me and him know a lot about that shit. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to CJ on 30, I mean, CJ's so cool, you feel me? But it's just, man, bro, like niggas really like not really putting them out type shit. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, man, bro, like leave me alone with this shit, man. Like, you know, and I feel sorry for him, really, to be honest, because when them kids got took away, that's when you seen them go downhill. He was trying to keep up off the little money that they gave him, but he tries to do everything to the biggest level, the highest level. Then people got to watch you upgrade, then watch you downgrade. You know what I mean? When you supposed to be taking that money and saving, you supposed to be putting that money into credit. Folks didn't know nothing about credit when I first met him. He didn't know too much about nothing. He was solely dependent on everybody else to help him, you know, make money and do this. And I'm just like, bro, in the situation you in with the fan base you have, you can't. I understand that you're entertaining kids, but you are forgetting that this is fake and reality is real, and you are grown. You know what I mean? And by you being grown, you have to think like an adult, not think like a kid. You're paying bills like a kid. You're doing this like a kid. You're really acting like a kid. Mentally, you will be playing a game for 3 days straight like a kid. You know what I mean? So, great actor, but bad money management. You know what I mean? And like played the blame game a lot with shit. You feel me? So, as far as that,
let me say this, y'all, just to interject really quick. Doesn't this sound like, think about it. Think about what I'm getting ready to say. The moms that we react to over here on this channel don't have nowhere near the type of money that CJ so cool had. So if he can go broke, what you and these women have a lot of children. Jasmine got 5, Chrissy got 9, Olivia has 5. It's just a clear indication that you got to do more than just YouTube. If YouTube is your main source of income, at some point you got to branch off. And it's not coming to the internet begging for registry items. It's called grinding. You got to grind. And one thing Kevo says here, he'll say it in a few minutes. You got to have more than one of anything you're working with, right? If you can have more than one car, have more than one job, you got to have more than one, because as we know, if one is not dependable, you can bounce back to the one that is. Like you need to have 2 of anything if it's all possible. Because anytime you can't depend on a person, then you can't depend on too much else as being just of one. You got to have multiple of things so you can always have a backup plan. And I think that's what we have been saying over here on the internet when we talk about Sky's life and her financial situation and the rest of these women, you know. And the same, like, if somebody like CJ so cool can go broke, what you think about anybody else? Now, if he's doing allegedly what Kevo is saying, he's, you know, gambling his money and buying prostitutes. I mean, yeah, your money is definitely going to go by fast. But y'all heard CJ say that he stopped posting and he was living off his savings. But what did I say? Okay, you have a savings. You managed to put money up that you can save. That's great. But if you're spending the money, but you're not replacing the money that you're spending, that saving eventually is going to be depleted. Then what are you going to do? And now I think, I'm not going to say CJ money is totally depleted, but he's trying to play catch up. He's trying to make up for lost time from the time he wasn't posting. So now that's why he's hustling on this other channel, because he got to make up. When, in my opinion, he should have had 3 channels. He should have had multiple channels, not just one CJ So Cool channel that he eventually sold, partial shares of it or royalties of it.
I didn't really trip about him saying, "Oh well, yeah, he's but Kevo did this and that and scammer and all this." But the thing is, though, it's like, bro, what I know, the information that I know about what he was doing, you know what I mean, is, to me, I feel like it's a scam type shit. You feel me? So I'm looking at it like, if you are doing what you're doing and you're not really getting no money like that, then you doing something wrong type shit. So I'm like, bro, I think you should get into learning how to teach people how to do YouTube, maybe, selling a course, selling a class, doing this, doing that. But when you're trying to teach them, a lot of distractions come. All he cared about was royalty, Man, if y'all new to this, we basically talking about CJ So Cool, you know what I mean? Falling off type shit, which I feel like he can get back on if he's smart. Maybe he's turn up and then he's saying that I'm not motivated and all this type of shit. But you got to get motivated, especially if you got kids. You don't want to be that person that just, because people fall off.
I will say this. Who just said it? Being Carter said, yep, you have to expand beyond YouTube. I will say this. You guys know I like to watch Lovely T. I admire her hustle. One thing I can say about Lovely T, she hasn't expanded past YouTube. She's not on TikTok. She has an Instagram, but she just posts stuff over there. But she's primarily she has a Discord as well. But her main focus is YouTube, and it's been that for over 10 years. And she now just recently hit 1 million followers on YouTube. It's all about what you do behind the scenes with your money. Okay. Now, obviously, Lovely T is not going to tell us everything she's doing with her money, because that's not our business. but she hustles beyond YouTube. Like she has other stuff going on, but YouTube is a main money maker for her. You know, she's to the point where she has other people that help her with her YouTube content that she sources out, and she pays those people. You know, I'm pretty sure Lovely T probably got other stuff going on behind the scenes that she doesn't tell the internet about, because, you know, you never let the left hand know what the right hand's doing. That's not the world's business to know all about your financial affairs. So you definitely, but he did speak some facts on that. You know, I said that earlier in my video. CJ So Cool was at the point, especially with the following he had on YouTube, he could have, you know, developed classes or ebooks, or he could have did all kind of things of showing people how to do social media content. Y'all know I watch the lead attorney over there in the law tube of YouTube, and he does that. You know, he has a course that he can teach you how to live stream and stuff like that. So it's just shocking to me that after all these years, CJ So Cool never monetized his following further than putting up videos.
Some people can't get back on. And you got to think about it like, people always say you need different sources of income, different sources of income. You got to stay humble too, though, man, because you can have one thing going on and then that shit can crash, and then you know, going through what he going through. That's why I got 7, 8 different sources of income. I have trading, you know what I mean, where I'm almost at an M in 3 weeks. I got M2, you know what I mean, which I teach people how to do credit cleaning using the AI. You know what I mean? I got sports betting. You know, I'm doing everything literally. I'm not just saying, oh, well, you know, I'm on YouTube and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Hell no. Like YouTube, come on, bro. Like people been seeing that shit like is taken away from people. Like literally they trying to sell more ads on YouTube. So what they doing is they trying to keep you, you know, on there while paying them money. So they took the algorithm. If niggas didn't pay attention to that like a year and a half, 2 years ago, they dumb as hell. You know what I mean? So you have to have another source of income. So if you see niggas getting real money right now, it's not because of no YouTube. It's because they're doing other things. You feel me? Now, if he would have stuck to probably doing the raffles and stuff like that, then he probably would be up some money right now. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he would have had to do that right, because all it takes is one person to find out that, you know, he didn't give the car, or he didn't do the right things, and it's over with. He fucked. You know what I mean? Especially dealing with the right person. You know what I mean? Well, by the time they put that shit out on every blog or every, you know, YouTube channel saying some shit, then it's over with for that type. So I just feel like bro needed more review. And then it's just so many ways. If I was in his situation, the very first thing I would have did was went on these kid channels and try to, even if he had to get on, do some shit with Miss Rachel, he could have linked with Miss Rachel, you know, the white lady that be on YouTube singing with the kids. He could have did some singing along or something to get his channel back up on some smart shit. You know what I mean? And start back blowing himself up. But he want to sit in the house.
Honey, royalty leaving CJ, that must have crushed him, because when she left and took them kids, baby, it's like a Liv's life situation. When Gerard left, Olivia fell off, and it seems like that's the same thing that happened with CJ So Cool. When royalty left and took them kids, that man fell all the way off. Okay, Kevo, thanks, bye. Okay, yeah, you know, like I said, Bandman Kevo, he's known it to be allegedly a scammer. But what he was talking about having multiple streams and how CJ So Cool could have did more with his YouTube channel than just that YouTube channel, he definitely was speaking facts on that. Oh wow, TMR, you said the same thing to collaborate. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like he could have did that. Like I said, I don't watch him religiously. CJ So Cool content, I was watching more of some of the drama, but it was so much going on, I couldn't keep up like that because I wasn't really that invested in what, with all that, because royalty, all that with and Lexi and Nike, all that drama they had going on, y'all, that stuff was crazy. It was a lot to consume and a lot to keep up with. And because I don't watch them religiously, a lot of what was going on, I didn't really know how to follow it. But when I saw CJ's video come up in my timeline, And I was like, what? You're not, this might be your last video. I said, oh, here go another clickbait video. And then that's when I clicked on it and I heard, but then I didn't know that he was, claiming to be somewhat broke or almost broke. I didn't realize that because, like I said, I don't really watch him like that. But I don't know, y'all. Like I said, it's the internet and people get caught up with this internet money. And like I said, as fast as that money come, if you don't manage it correctly, it's as fast as it will go. Like y'all know, if a lot of you guys watch Keisha K. Lee, Keisha was doing YouTube and then she started doing other things. And then she went to become a realtor. She just bought her second home. She hasn't sold the first one, I believe, but she's bought a second home, 10 acres of land. So on the surface, it appears that she's doing okay. I know she's had some situations she had some creditors sue her for some money that she's owed on some credit cards, but apparently she got that taken care of and was able to purchase her second home. And I don't even think Keisha's 30 yet. And she was able to do that. There's people that live and die and never buy a home. So, you can definitely make money on social media. We watch it every day, but it's all about how you manage your money, especially when you're a parent and you have multiple children. You got to, with YouTube, there is no retirement. You're not paying into Social Security disability. So in the event that you fall ill or something like that, you definitely should, so like CJ said, you definitely need to have a savings so you can fall back on. And that's the only thing I would hope and pray for these moms that we watch. Like, y'all got multiple children and y'all got a lot going on. And it appears that none of the fathers are really helping like they should. So in the event that you can't do for your family, what's your backup plan? I wondered, did he talk to him and tell him all of this TMR? Yeah, because him and CJ So Cool and Bandman Kevo had got kind of friendly with each other for a minute. And then I guess all this drama started falling out and then everybody then fell out with each other. With all that drama, no one would have collaborated with CJ. Well, especially not now with the newest allegation that's coming out about him allegedly with Royalty's daughter. Yeah, nobody's touching him with that type of drama going on. Nobody's definitely touching him right now. Let me see what else you guys are talking about in the chat. Hey, Nisha. So, y'all, this was a different conversation. Like I said, we all watch social media. Someone in the chat said that B Love has ran over there to TikTok. I didn't even know. See, B Love is another person I don't watch. I don't really watch a lot of the big YouTubers, y'all. I really don't. I don't really get into them like that because it's too flashy for me. And I like to watch realistic, content, real life type stuff. Not saying that B Love is not over there living real life, but I don't get into the eating. And that's what she does over there. All that smacking and licking the fingers and stuff. I don't watch that. I don't like that. So I don't really get into B Love. But I did hear that she was on TikTok. I think I see somebody do a reaction saying that she was on TikTok, but I haven't been over there to see. YouTube is a $10.99 job. So I don't know. Like I said, there have been some very successful people that came off of YouTube, or some of them are still on here and some of them have went on to, other endeavors, not saying that YouTube, you can never make it on YouTube because you definitely can. You just got to manage it. You got to manage it properly if this is something that you're trying to do. You said, yeah, she has a TikTok shop where she sells. Oh, okay. So she sells, what does she sell on her TikTok shop? What does she sell? Her B-Love sauce? Or is she selling other things? I hear Olivia talk about that. Her and Jasmine are always talking about that TikTok shop. I'm gonna have to go over there and check TikTok shop out. I've never went to go look at it, but I'm gonna have to check it out because I know Olivia and Jasmine's are always talking about TikTok shop. Have any of you guys ever bought anything off the TikTok shop? Is the mukbang stuff still a thing? I don't see how people tune in to watch that stuff. I guess it is. I don't know, Nisha. I don't really get into it. Now that the gentleman, what was his name? what is his name? Y'all help me out. The mukbanger, the white guy that did the mukbangs. Real big. He had multiple channels, real big channels. Nikocado Avocado. That's his name. Nikocado Avocado. Somebody came to me a few weeks ago and said that he's lost all that weight. Like he's small like he was when he first came to YouTube. Yes, Nikocado Avocado. They said he lost all that weight. And they said he looks like he's sick, like something's wrong with him. But I don't know. Obviously, I don't know anything about the man's health. But obviously, people have went so long watching him being really large. And then you go from watching him being really large for a couple years, and then he goes off the grid and comes back and he's real small. He probably would look sick. Because again, you're used to watching him being a big guy stuffing all that food in his mouth. Yeah, so I don't know, you guys. Yes, Sheena. Yes. So, okay, y'all, that's my reaction. That's my time. I just wanted to bring a different conversation. If y'all notice here lately, I've been trying to bring a little different conversations. The moms haven't really been having much going on over there. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of talking about Sky. Sky is giving me a damn headache. She do too much whining and complaining. She posted on her community tab I saw today that because people keep talking about her hair, that's just going to make her keep her hair in even longer. I was like, oh, okay, girl. I mean, if you want to keep those braids in your hair until they turn into dreads, I mean, sis, that's your head, okay? That's not our head. I said that was a very ignorant thing to say. People are asking you, why won't you take your hair down? Because obviously, sis, it looks a mess, okay? Do you watch E. Kane? Not really. No. I know she has a YouTube channel, but I don't really watch her. No, I don't. I do got a Kendra G reaction, and I'm going to bring that to you guys tomorrow because we're already at 1 hour and 30 minutes. But I'm going to bring a Kendra G reaction to you guys tomorrow. I saw it about a week or so ago. But Sky has so much going on. We've been talking about that. But I am going to bring a Kendra G reaction to you guys tomorrow. All right, you guys, that's my time, honey. That is my reaction video for y'all tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to get on here real quick because I hadn't came on today and I seen wasn't nothing really going on. So I said, well, let me jump on here real quick and talk to the people, see what y'all had going on, and bring this CJ So Cool and Bandman Kevo conversation to y'all. All right, y'all be good. Y'all be great. And I'll definitely see you in the next one, honey. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.